So it's Tim here from Great Assistant, and we've got a success story to share with Megghan Thompson. Thanks for being here, Megghan.
Sure. You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Can you tell us just a quick summary of your business?
Yes. So I'm a mental health therapist, a child therapist, and I run a private practice as well as a coaching business for parents nationwide. So my private practice is a local business. It's brick and mortar, and the coaching business is solely based online.
Amazing. So you've made that leap that a lot of therapists have talked about making, but few do. And so you're a real leader in that field.
Yeah. In my niche, absolutely.
Yeah. Congratulations. That's great. And when did you become a client of Great Assistant? About how many months ago?
It's been 90 days. Well, you matched me with my virtual assistant a week under 90 days from now. So probably we started 30 days before that. So it's been 4 months. There's my math.
Okay. It's been 4 months. Awesome.
4 months.
And where were you at before you had an assistant? What was life like?
I was, so we probably got on the phone back in March, and I was a private practitioner working in my brick and mortar, trying to scale my coaching business, seeing clients in my brick and mortar 3 days a week, and then trying to scale my coaching business on the outside of that, all the other times of day while parenting a 2-year-old with a husband who travels. And so, and so I had hired my first clinician in January, and that had taken a long time for my VA who I was working with at that point to fill her up. And I knew that I wouldn't be able to scale as well as take a step away from the face-to-face service in my current business, in the practice, with the current model I was at. So I was my daughter was split between daycare and a nanny, and it was a lot of balls in the air at that point.
And what else had you tried prior to Great Assistant?
So I contracted with a company that specialized in working with virtual assistant or offering virtual assistants to therapists. So they were mental health trained virtual assistants, and that was great for my first year of working with a virtual assistant. And I realized once I needed somebody to help me with the coaching business and all of the work with running a nationwide online business, I needed to shift gears and find someone who I could invest in more time, effort, as well as have more control over compensation and training.
Awesome. Okay, great. And what's it like working with your current VA that you've got from Great Assistant?
She's amazing. I mean, there's no other word to say. She's amazing. I am so blessed to have her. She's a redhead too, which is kind of crazy. And that's not like a thing that I look for in a candidate, but we were both chatting about that. And we were like, well, there's something to it with that. But what I was telling you earlier, Tim, before we started recording, there's no way that I could have found Stephanie by myself. So my virtual assistant, her name is Stephanie, and I'm in Maryland and she's in Arizona, and she's amazing. The amount of specialty she has to be able to help me run and scale my private practice. Sure. The energy and personality that she has, the gratitude she has for life that just lifts me up, and the gratitude she has for working for a hardworking entrepreneur. That wasn't even something that I was, that I was looking for in an employee. But once I heard her say that, I was like, oh, this is nice. Like, this feels great to work with somebody who's like, I'm happy to work for you, and I love this, and what can I do to help you? And that wasn't even, of course, in hindsight, you want somebody like that who works with you and for you. And I really see the differentiation. I want her to be working with me. But knowing that you guys found her for me, it's night and day in terms of how it's changed my life. It's changed how I view my business. It's changed how I structure my business. And it's changed and impacted the return on investment way faster than I thought it would.
Wow. Okay. And so let's talk about some of those impacts. by percentage, what kind of revenue growth have you seen over what time period?
So the private practice grew by 10K more per month within the first 2 months of hire. And so percentage, again, I'm a therapist, so I'm going to have to pull out a calculator for that, Tim. I don't have your brain. But that's good enough for me for now, because I know I have another clinician that I'm able to hire, because my second clinician was full in 3 weeks, and my first clinician took 2.5 months to fill, based, with the prior business I was working with, and just the amount of time that I could invest in being so hands in my business at that point. And now I can be hands over my business. And that's been astronomical in terms of being able to help the business grow, as well as help my clinicians love what they do, and do more of what they love to do. And that impact on the children that we work with and the teenagers that we help keep alive, because we specialize in helping kids who are suffering from suicidal thoughts and depression and anxiety. I mean, the ripple of impact here is just amazing. It gives me chills. So.
Wow. Yeah, that's extraordinary.
We talked about numbers, but for me, it's not about the numbers. Of course, the numbers are great and it helps me do what I do, but it's not what drives me. So that's what I think is very important.
Wow. So in addition to the extra $10,000 per month of revenue that you're bringing in, you're helping, sounds like double or triple the number of clients, or at least double. Would you say the number of clients that you're able to help?
Double right now, but we'll be adding a third more of that, again, the numbers by the end of the summer at least.
Wow.
If not sooner.
Wow.
And so, the monetary numbers will increase as a result, obviously, as well.
So how can that be? Like, how can that possibly be, Megghan, that hiring an assistant helps you to help more people in all the profound ways that you help them and generate more revenue for yourself? I thought getting an assistant was just an expense.
Yeah. So honestly, Tim, I think that's a mindset question. You did a great job, and the introduction video that you have on your website, after I watched that, I was like, well, I hope they have space for me, because I need to work with you. And so I would encourage people watching my interview to watch that, to thoroughly go into that. But what I think is important, how can that be if you hire help, that you can do more, and then it's not going to be just a drain on energy or finances. What you've trained me to do, what I knew I needed to do, but what you trained me to do through your program, was to observe the higher picture, the bigger picture, actions I can take in order to scale my business so that we provide quality care, regardless of who is, not, I shouldn't say regardless, I hire amazing clinicians. But in addition to the fact that I hire amazing clinicians, I've learned how to ensure that the quality, what's that word? Quality assurance, right? That I can teach quality assurance, and how we do what we do at my private practice, because I have somebody else taking phone calls for people who want to come see us. I have somebody else returning emails. I have somebody else helping families build their insurance companies. I have somebody else, doing all of that stuff that would put me in front of the computer for an hour and a half, ready to throw the computer out the window. And you found me Stephanie, who literally said, I'm kind of weird, but I love insurance. And I was like, what? Because I was actually ready to stop helping my clients with insurance. I was ready. It was such a heart pull thing that I was wrapping my head around. And you found Stephanie, and she helps my clients figure this out for themselves. And I that helps them stay involved in therapy and get the help they need. And that is, again, what we want. We want children to feel like they're not broken. We want teens to feel like they can stay alive and life's worth living. And Stephanie helps me do that with more children and teens that I ever could have done by myself.
Wow. That's amazing. That's incredible. What was it like working Yeah. What was it like working with the Great Assistant team? Because it sounds like it wasn't just a match. There was something more there in terms of
Oh
the whole
yeah. So, I got on the phone with Jim, and he helped me ensure that you guys could help fit my needs. And because, I'm a mental health therapist, and it's not just the online business that I wanted support with, and finding somebody, I needed somebody who I didn't have to train on confidentiality and medical confidentiality at that, and insurance billing and all that stuff. So he was the first person I spoke with. Actually, you sent me a message, back and forth when I expressed interest. So we chatted a little bit, and then we set up a time because I couldn't find a time. And I was like, I need to talk to you guys ASAP. So you were helpful with that, pulled some strings for me. And then regarding, great conversation with Jim. And then he set parameters around how I would get the best support and get the most out of what you guys offer. And I did everything you said to do in your training modules. And then when I got on the phone with Maria, she was like, wow, you did everything we said to do. And I said, of course I did. That's what I'm supposed to do. And my work with Maria was just so seamless. She was so helpful in allowing me to think about who I wanted to work for my business and who I wanted to work with me to grow the business. I had it in my head. I had tasks on an Excel sheet before I got on the phone with you guys because I knew I needed to figure out how to make this work. But she helped me figure out the personality that would fit those tasks. She helped me figure out how to ask those questions. And you guys helped me figure out how to ensure that I found someone who could fit with my mission and who I could help maintain in our mission by helping them feel connected. I mean, somebody from Arizona could be influenced by life in Arizona and an option, career options in Arizona or wherever. And so the connection in terms of hiring somebody who will work solely virtually for the entire time that we work together, and I hope is for the length of our company, until she retires, until I retire. And with that said, I needed the support in figuring out how I help her get as jazzed about the business as I am, and without being able to do that virtually, without having to show her the office, that then the kids that are here, and all of that, as well as the coaching business, working with parents online.
What about leading your assistant? What kind of guidance did you get there?
Again, unparalleled in terms of teaching me how to train her, how to help her learn, how to help her learn in a systematic way so that what I'm teaching her is organized. I'm a very organized person. I have a knack for implementing systems. It's what I was great at my last job before I opened up my own business, supervising a residential treatment center, implementing policies. And so you guys teach that stuff. And it was hard for me to see from inside the bottle, that phrase of like, how do I make what I'm doing systematic? It was a lot easier for me to do that in another business when it wasn't mine, because I was like, these are all things that are not going well, or how do you fix it? But you guys helped me do that in my business that I'm running, that's just me, and how do I make that systematic? And that helped me obviously train my virtual assistant in a way that I can hand off the tasks to her and review the tasks rather than having her come at me. I mean, when I review the tasks at this point, for many of them, it's after the fact. And it's just, again, quality control. And so I rarely have to have back and forth on how she should do something, because she already knows exactly how to do it. And so it's really just anomaly situations that I have to advise her on. But again, she picks that up and we document it the way that you guys teach us. And that helps it for future hires, because we'll expand. I'll need more than one assistant, I'm sure.
Love that. And we will be glad to support you with your second, third, fourth.
Absolutely. When we're ready. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. So so my last two questions are, what is life like now? That's my second last question for you.
Yeah. So I mentioned earlier that I'm a parent of a toddler, and I'm in my house and I'm in gym clothes because I get to exercise. I get to know that my daughter's taken care of in our own home with a nanny more often than not, know that she's sleeping better and eating better. And those were main reasons why I decided to scale my business. because I needed to afford more quality and one-on-one care for my daughter. And as a result, that, that general worry is off my plate. And I get to visit her. I have to take a bathroom break or a stretch break. I get to see my kid rather than feeling like I'm just churning away at my office. And again, without relinquishing the quality of care that I can provide, because I've learned not just how to train my virtual assistant in an effective and efficient way. I've used your strategies to train my clinicians in an effective and efficient way. And we're seeing the exact same results that I provide as a clinician. And so that is just phenomenal, because the guilt of taking a step away to look at the outside of the business as an entrepreneur is a part of the business. Not having as much hands-on face-to-face client work it tugs at your heartstrings. This is why I got into it. Am I letting my clients down? And what I know now, and what you've helped me see and what you've helped me do thoroughly, is ensure that not only am I ensuring the clients that I work with receive great quality care, but we're able to do the same for more people. And that's a no-brainer. So greater flexibility, greater freedom, greater knowing, even when my virtual assistant takes a couple of days off, that I don't, things don't fall flat. I mean, that's even better.
Wow.
I don't have to take on her job, because we have systems in place that take care of this stuff.
Wow. Well done. Very well done.
Yeah.
And my final question is, what would you say to anyone who is thinking about using Great Assistant?
Stop thinking and get on the phone. Just do it. Yeah. There's no thinking about it. There's unparalleled level of support, results. If you do everything Tim says, if you do everything Maria and Nancy, she and I didn't speak, but the people you have set up to match, do everything they say to do, get the feedback, get on the phone, you'll be happy. You'll be more than happy. You'll be elated.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much for your help, Megghan, with sharing your experience. There's a lot of people out there that in their heart, they want to make the impact that you're making. You're on the other side of the fence where a lot of clinicians are right now, and to share what you see on your side of the fence is really inspiring for me, and it puts juice in my day to want to continue growing Great Assistant and helping more and more entrepreneurs from a wide range of different industries to make the impact that they want to make, to be rewarded financially the way that they know that they'd like to be rewarded, and to also have the freedom of just their everyday being what they want it to be. So thanks for supporting us in our mission too.
Absolutely. I mean, I was able, we're working on construction with our new place, going from 2 offices to 7, and it's 7 instead of 6 because the receptionist area is an office. So,
wow.
I mean, they're putting walls up instead of, keeping that counter there. And that helps us serve one more family, or a couple extra, not more than, one more family per hour. And that helps, more so than what we would need, for somebody to check in, and see a smiling face at the door. They get to see our clinicians' smiling faces at the door. So that's great.
Well, congratulations on all your success. Thank you so much for being a client of Great Assistant.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm blessed to be.